And playing with cornmeal, we're not a traditional. We do traditional style bluegrass, but we've always incorporated rock elements and
Oh
blues
yeah.
elements, a jam band element, to things, and just that improvisational thing. So, uh, and using effects and amplifiers and stuff, I'm able to get a lot of different sounds that you normally don't hear the banjo playing, and
Yeah.
my playing, I think, is more my signature style than my lead playing. Whereas, like, I kind of approach my rhythm playing when someone else playing more like a rhythm guitar, where I just lightly strum chords, and I'm not just shucking and um, just keeping time with the banjo, but I'm adding other layers as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and well, that's the one thing that I think kind of differentiates that like traditional bluegrass from that wave of I don't know if I'd want to necessarily call you guys new grass or not, but I mean that's definitely like a distinction, is that you're willing to incorporate all the different elements of roots music together and to
Yeah.
just make it something unique and fresh.
Yeah, I think that's what we always strive to do, and in our songwriting as well. And like, but then again, on the reverse is like the cover tunes. We'd play a lot of rock songs, like Sheep, like Pink Floyd,
Yeah, yeah.
but we kind of made it a double time little bluegrass song. But the segues and all the different, intricate parts of the song, we still captured the same way, and as the album, and we tried to do like David Bowie and Elton John, some Doobie Brothers, Metallica at times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Like,
those are some of
the
my
Velvet. So,
favorite. Those are some of my favorite covers. Is when like what was that band Iron Horse that
uh,
that remixed they did an entire Metallica album bluegrass style, but then they also did an Ozzy Osbourne tribute that was just phenomenal because I don't know, just seeing like and to a lesser extent I would say Johnny Cash with that Hurt song as well. When you see a cover that's done across genre, it
uh,
just makes you appreciate that song in a different way that you wouldn't be able to know before.
yeah, that's true. I think a lot of people cover a song and just want to do it just the way the original artist did. And there's something to be said for that too. But making it your own, making it something completely new, there's more to be said about that, I think, as well.
Oh yeah,
Um,
absolutely. Well, I mean, we'll just use Dark Star Orchestra as an example. I mean, when
mhm.
you go see Dark Star play, like they are recreating a set most of the time, note for note, and then and like I didn't realize that's what they were doing. After the first time I saw them, I looked into them a little bit more, and then when I've seen them since then, you just have a much more profound appreciation for what they're doing, particularly their timing. Because I mean, recreating a Grateful Dead set, I mean, talk about nuanced.
Yeah, and like, the band had a 30-year career with Jerry Garcia,
Right.
and from the 1965 to 95. And it's so funny. I play a lot of Grateful Dead now, and there were lineup changes a lot. There were a lot of lineup changes throughout the years, and a lot of different styles that they covered. When they first started out, they were playing blues and very experimental psychedelic stuff.
Mhm.
And then within 5 years, they're playing a lot of country music and writing a lot of country music. The Working Man's Dead album and the
Oh, it's
uh,
such
Beauty album, 1970. It's
yeah.
just really the direction the band was going in, and some of the, I would call them jazz fusion songs of the mid 70s, um, with, yeah, different players, like Pigpen died, and they brought in Keith and Donna Godshaw to kind of fill up that gap. And
Mhm.
then Keith and Donna left in 79, 80, and then Brent came in. There's organ again, not boogie woogie piano. So there's
Yeah, yeah.
different styles and different way. They brought back the same songs. They were playing some songs, but differently. So like, and then, Brad died, and Vince Welnick's there, and some Bruce Hornsby as well in the early 90s. And even then, things changed. They brought back a couple songs and reworked them. So, like, when Terrapin Flyers getting together to play a set, put a set together, it's like, okay, what year are we playing? Is this 72? Are we going to do
Mhm.
91, 83? It's like, it's serious. It's like so Ed playing this band, YouTube is such a great tool for researching. You know, like anything you need to learn, you can find on YouTube. So I've spent a lot of time on YouTube just reviewing shows, things how they do different things. So it's, I don't know. I feel like I deserve some kind of degree. If I have to
Grateful
read
Deadology.
and have to, it's not just knowing a song, it's knowing how you're going to play that song, how you're going to present it with the other guys, and what feels slow, fast, mean, you know, it's all so much to it. And that makes it fun. It almost makes the song, every song fresh again, you know. You know, Bob Dylan will play songs that have been hits for years, but he'll change everything about them. You don't recognize them at first. He's like,
Oh
oh,
yeah.
that's all over now, Baby Blue. I didn't recognize that that way. It's not that extreme, but yeah, there's quite a lot of different ways of playing the same song within the same band that you're covering with the Grateful Dead. You know?
Well, yeah, that's the one thing about the Dead, though, is that they were always evolving. They were always they're always finding new ways to express. They're always finding new ways to express the same idea, and
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of that is because of just how much thought and intention they put in every single one of their songs. I mean, that was oh man, I forget the name of the book. It was like the unanointed like compendium. It just had like basically
Uh-huh.
every song, you know, lyrics, chords, and it basically like little backstories, and then it would go over like all the lyrics as well, and like point out all the cultural references and just like little things that they hid in there.
Yeah.
And I mean, just that much intention and like thought put into your songs, like those songs are gonna be those songs are gonna be around forever because they put so much thought into it. And I feel like because they did that, it makes people particularly like with their storytelling, there's songs that are like stories, but they're still kind of vague, you know. It allows people to project their experiences on them a lot more than some of the other bands of that era.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Yeah, there was always heavy thought going into their songs, and you know, there are songs that they did they only played for several years, you know, and then took them out of rotation for whatever reason. Maybe they just never felt it was as strong as other tunes or not. But
Right.
everyone has their favorites, and people miss some of those songs. To be fair, I'm the same in the same respect. But then again, you only have so much time to present a show, you know. You can't do them all. I don't know how many hundreds of songs the Grateful Dead, you know, wrote and performed, but it's quite substantial. Yeah, and that Grateful Dead compendium you're talking about, yeah, I've seen copies of that, and it's like a roadmap to all their songs and all their shows. You know,
Oh
it's
yeah.
really
Yeah, it was my, designated bathroom book for, like, 5 years because, you know, I always find myself, like, sitting down and reading it, and, you know, I'd be done pooping, like, 10 minutes, but I'd still be, like, reading, like, "Oh, I I didn't know that, that's interesting." Um, so let me ask you, you know, just with that much of an influence, you know, from the Dead on you, when you started writing music, how did you go about, like, constructing a song? Like, what was your process like?
You know, I've always been kind of like melody and lyrics at the same time. I'll come up with some kind of an idea. I don't write like just to have like a title of a song and try to write around that. I try to tell a story usually in my
Mhm.
songwriting. And a lot of it does come from personal experience, you know, especially being on the road as much as I was in you know, the mid you know, 2000s, not well, mid 2000s. Well, you
Right.
know, between like 2005 to 15 or so, you know, being on the road a lot, you know, really gave me a lot of inspiration and things to write about, you know, just, you know, funny things that happen, you know, uh, people's shoes smell or, you know, stinky shoes or, you know, I woke up and I'm still in the passenger seat, you know, I got a craving for coffee and I want something sweet to eat, you know, and, you know, it's just passing through another town and a lot of them look the same. You know, it's things that I've experienced. They're just, you know, other guys in the band who had at times, you know, very, you know, had committed relationships at home while I was single. I'd write songs for them, you know, it's like,
Yeah.
you know, how it feels leaving your loved one, you know, yeah, and just, you know, coming back home and you're going to see you, you know, things are going to be great, you know, and this is just what you do. And, you know, lady understands. And then you go out and you come back and, you know, write songs about that too. Or, understanding,
Yeah,
having a
yeah.
hard understanding those things. You know, it was all fodder for your first songwriting. I try to be a little autobiographical. You know.
Yeah, especially like being out on the road like that, like your highs are at their highest and your lows are at their lowest. I mean,
Mhm.
when you feel that, those that feeling of loneliness or, regret if you got a family that you're not there with. I mean, I could only imagine, being on the road for so many years and, missing a kid's first steps or something along those lines.
Sure.
And I don't know. I feel like it allows you to reach an emotional depth when you're writing that, unless you've been on the road for an extended period of time, like people don't understand that.
It's true. You know, and people don't understand if they haven't actually experienced it. And then the road isn't for everyone either. It's a lot of, long hours and little sleep.
Hmm.
But then touring around the country, I felt like I always wanted to be looking out the window. It's always a change of scene every day.
Yeah.
It's like that's the motivating factor. We used to joke that we played music to fund our traveling uh, uh, Jones, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I guess let me ask you, since you've traveled around the country and you've pretty much been to every state, um, I guess what were some of the things that even if it's just like people you've met, certain towns that just the environment just kind of rang through you. What are some of the things that you found most inspiring on the road?
People's hospitality and their being grateful for what we did. We're just doing what we love to do, and people just it really makes their life. I think one of the most profound things I've heard from a number of different people is when they come to see our show, they're going to church. I'm like, I was raised Catholic, and I kind of split that at a young age. My mom still is a practicing, Catholic, and I asked her what she get. What she gets out of going to church. She says, I get a feeling like I've been revived, I've been renewed. And I'm like, that's the way I feel by performing music for or I go see the Grateful Dead, or I go see a live concert. I feel invigorated.
Right,
So
right.
like people saying you know, I take it to heart when people say, oh, we're going to church. We're coming to see your show. I'm like, wow, that's a high compliment. I feel, because it really makes them feel refreshed and rejuvenated. And I think that's like going back to what I said. I think being a musician, being in the arts is a noble cause, but because it does help people forget about their troubles for a minute, and gets them back smiling, up and dancing, ready to face the next day, whatever their troubles and trials are. They can go on. I guess. And right now, people need that more than ever.
Oh yeah.